For seniors looking to maintain vitality and health, few foods are as perfectly suited as the humble sardine. These small silvery fish are like nature's multivitamin, packed with nutrients that directly support the needs of an aging body. They are an excellent source of calcium and vitamin D, two cornerstones for keeping bones strong and resilient, helping to ward off the thinning and fragility that can come with age. Their wealth of omega-3 fatty acids works like a soothing balm for the heart, supporting cardiovascular health by helping to manage blood pressure and reduce inflammation. Sardines are also rich in high-quality, easy-to-digest protein, which is essential for preserving muscle mass, strength, and independence. Truly, they're a powerhouse of nutrition in a small, affordable, and convenient package. Yet, despite all these benefits, many seniors who do eat sardines may not be getting the full health boost they deserve. Why? It often comes down to a handful of simple, surprising, and easily correctable mistakes. These aren't errors of intention, but rather of habit, or simply a lack of knowledge. By falling into these common traps, you could be missing out on flavor, making meals boring, or, most shockingly, literally pouring the best nutrients right down the kitchen sink. In this video, we'll walk through 6 specific missteps that might be holding you back from the perfect sardine experience. The goal isn't to criticize, but to empower you with simple, practical tips that can transform this already great food into an absolute superstar on your plate. Before we continue, I've noticed engagement has dipped a bit. If you're finding this content valuable, please take a moment to like, comment, and share it with your friends. It really helps more people discover the channel. This video is for informational purposes only and should not be taken as medical advice. Always consult a healthcare professional or registered dietitian for personalized guidance. Now, let's begin. It is perhaps the most common way people eat sardines, cracking open the tin, maybe squeezing a little lemon juice over the top, and eating them right then and there with a fork. While there is certainly nothing wrong with this straightforward approach, it is quick and requires no preparation. Relying on it as the only method is a significant mistake. The primary reason this is a problem is the sheer monotony it introduces. For most people, the taste of sardines, especially when experienced in the same way every single time, can become predictable and, frankly, a little boring. The distinct flavor, which is often a combination of the rich fish and the oil or water it's packed in, can start to feel repetitive if it's never presented differently. This boredom is the #1 enemy of healthy eating habits. When a healthy food starts to feel like a chore, something you have to endure rather than something you enjoy, the likelihood of you abandoning it altogether increases dramatically. You might start skipping your sardine meal, telling yourself you'll have it tomorrow, and before you know it, that tin has been sitting in the pantry for months, forgotten and unused. This would be a real shame because you'd be missing out on all those wonderful benefits. The key to maintaining any long-term healthy habit is variety and enjoyment. Food should be a source of pleasure, not just fuel. By limiting yourself to one single way of eating sardines, you are robbing yourself of the opportunity to discover a world of delicious and exciting flavors. Sardines are incredibly versatile and can play a supporting role in a huge number of dishes, adding a punch of protein and nutrients while blending in or complementing other ingredients. Think of the sardine not as the solitary star of the meal, but as a fantastic team player that can elevate other foods. Its rich umami flavor can act as a seasoning agent, much like anchovies do in many famous dishes, melting into sauces and adding a deep, savory backbone that makes the entire meal taste more complex and satisfying without shouting, "Sardine!" in every bite. So, how do you break free from the tyranny of the plain tin? It's easier than you think, and it doesn't require you to be a master chef or spend hours in the kitchen. The goal is to find simple, no-fuss ways to incorporate sardines into foods you are already making and eating. One of the absolute easiest and most transformative tricks is to make a simple sardine spread. This is a fantastic way to change the texture and delivery method entirely. Take a tin of sardines, drained if you prefer, but remember mistake number 2. Put them in a small bowl and mash them thoroughly with a fork. To this, you can add a multitude of ingredients to create a spread that suits your taste. A tablespoon of cream cheese, Greek yogurt, or even some mashed avocado will make it creamy. Add a squeeze of lemon juice for brightness, a little bit of finely chopped onion or celery for crunch, and perhaps a pinch of black pepper or a herb like dill. Mix it all together, and you have a delicious high-protein spread that can be slathered on whole wheat crackers, toast, or used as a sandwich filling. It feels like a completely different meal. You get a can of sardines, you pop the lid, and your first instinct is to tip the can over the sink and let all that liquid, whether it's clear water, golden olive oil, or rich tomato sauce, swirl right down the drain. It feels like the logical thing to do. You're just getting rid of the excess packaging liquid to get to the main event, the fish. However, this automatic action is perhaps the most shocking waste of all, because that liquid you're so casually discarding is absolutely packed with value. It is not just simple water or plain oil. It is a deeply infused, nutrient-rich elixir. When sardines are canned and preserved, a tremendous amount of their flavor and a significant portion of their fat-soluble vitamins leach out from the fish and into the surrounding liquid. This means that the oil or water in that can is no longer just a preserving liquid. It is now a powerful broth, teeming with the essence of the sardine, valuable omega-3 fatty acids, and vitamins like vitamin D and vitamin A. By pouring it down the drain, you are quite literally throwing away a portion of the health benefits you paid for. You are left with a slightly less nutritious fish and have wasted a fantastic, free cooking ingredient. Think of it this way. If you boiled a chicken, you wouldn't throw away the rich golden broth left behind, would you? You would use it as a base for a soup because you understand that the flavor and goodness of the chicken has seeped into the water. The liquid in a sardine can is exactly the same concept. It is a ready-made, intensely flavorful liquid that can be the secret weapon in your kitchen, adding a deep, savory umami kick to a variety of dishes without any extra effort or cost. It's like getting a bonus ingredient with every tin you buy. The fix for this mistake is simple and will instantly make your cooking better. The first and easiest method is to change how you get the sardines out of the can. Instead of tipping the entire can over the sink, use a fork or a spoon to gently lift the sardines out, letting the excess liquid drip back into the can for a moment. This way, you leave most of the liquid behind without actively throwing it all away. You can place the sardines directly on your toast, your salad, or your plate. Now you are left with a can that still has a tablespoon or two of this fabulous liquid. What do you do with it? The simplest and most effective use is to make an instant, delicious salad dressing. Take that liquid and pour it into a small bowl or jar. To it, you can add a little extra virgin olive oil, a squeeze of fresh lemon juice, or a dash of vinegar, and maybe a tiny bit of mustard or some dried herbs. Whisk it all together or shake it in a jar, and you have a vinaigrette that has an incredible depth of flavor that you just can't get from oil and vinegar alone. The sardine liquid gives it a savory oceanic quality that makes any salad taste gourmet. But don't stop at salad dressings. This liquid is fantastic for cooking. The next time you are sautéing some vegetables in a pan, instead of using just plain oil or butter, add a spoonful of the sardine liquid to the pan. Let it sizzle and cook with the vegetables. The vegetables will absorb that wonderful flavor, making them a perfect side dish to accompany any meal, and especially the sardines themselves. You can also add a spoonful to soups, stews, or pasta sauces to give them a rich umami backbone. It acts as a natural flavor enhancer. If your sardines are packed in tomato sauce, you have hit the jackpot. That tomato sauce is now infused with fish oil and flavor. It would be a crime to waste it. You can use it as an instant pasta sauce, a topping for baked potatoes, or a dip for a piece of crusty bread. Walking down the canned fish aisle at the grocery store can be a surprisingly complex experience. There isn't just one type of sardine. There are numerous brands, origins, and, most importantly, different packing mediums. It's easy to just grab the first tin you see, or the one that's on sale, assuming that a sardine is a sardine is a sardine. This, however, is a critical mistake. All sardines are not created equal, and the liquid they are packed in makes an enormous difference to their nutritional profile, particularly for seniors who may be managing specific health conditions like high blood pressure or cholesterol. Making the wrong choice here can inadvertently add unwanted sodium or unhealthy fats to your diet, counteracting some of the very health benefits you are seeking from the fish in the first place. It's like buying a fantastic, healthy whole grain bread and then slathering it with a thick layer of butter and salt. You're adding back the things you might be trying to avoid. The biggest culprit to watch out for is sodium. Many sardines, especially those packed in brine or salt water, contain very high levels of added salt as a preservative and flavor enhancer. For a senior who has been advised by their doctor to watch their sodium intake to manage blood pressure, heart health, or fluid retention, consuming a tin of these every day could contribute significantly to their daily salt limit. It's a hidden source of sodium that many people don't think to check. The other common packing medium is oil. While this is often a better choice flavor-wise than heavy brine, the type of oil matters a great deal. Many cheaper brands use low-quality oils like soybean oil, cottonseed oil, or vegetable oil blends. These oils are often highly processed and can be high in inflammatory omega-6 fatty acids. For someone eating sardines for their anti-inflammatory omega-3s, bathing them in an inflammatory oil is counterproductive. It's a classic case of one step forward, one step back. The good news is that avoiding this mistake is incredibly easy. It just requires you to become a label reader for about 10 seconds. Get into the habit of turning the tin around and looking at the ingredients and nutrition facts panel before you put it in your cart. This small act puts you in complete control. What should you be looking for? First, scan the ingredients list. Ideally, you want to see a short, simple list. The best choices are sardines packed in. Water. This is the purest, simplest option and is perfect for anyone strictly monitoring their fat or calorie intake. Just be sure to check the sodium content on the nutrition label, as some water-packed versions can still have salt added. Olive oil? This is a fantastic choice. You get the healthy fats from both the sardines and the high-quality olive oil. It's a heart-healthy combination that tastes delicious. Again, check for low-sodium options. Tomato sauce. This can be a wonderful and flavorful option. Be slightly more vigilant here, as some tomato sauces can have added sugar and salt. Look for brands with a simple tomato sauce ingredient list. Your best tool is the Nutrition Facts panel. Direct your attention to 2 lines: total fat and sodium. Compare a few different tins. You will quickly see how much the numbers can vary. Choose the option that has a sodium content you are comfortable with. Sometimes, you can find no salt added versions, which are ideal. For many people, especially those trying sardines for the first time, the idea of eating fish bones can be a major mental hurdle. The word bones conjures up images of hard, sharp, dangerous choking hazards that need to be carefully picked out of a fish fillet. This fear leads many to seek out only skinless and boneless sardine varieties, or to meticulously dissect their sardines, trying to remove any tiny white specks they can find. This is understandable, but it is also a tremendous nutritional misstep. The tiny soft bones running through a sardine are not like the large hard bones of a salmon or a trout. They are an integral and beneficial part of the fish, and by avoiding them, you are missing out on one of the single greatest health benefits sardines have to offer: a massive boost of calcium. Calcium is the primary mineral that builds and maintains strong, dense bones. As we age, our bodies can become less efficient at absorbing calcium, and bone density can naturally decrease, leading to a condition called osteoporosis, which makes bones fragile and more prone to fractures. For seniors, getting enough dietary calcium is not just a good idea. It is absolutely crucial for maintaining mobility, independence, and overall quality of life. While dairy products are a well-known source, sardine bones offer a powerful, highly concentrated, and easily absorbable alternative. In fact, a single tin of sardines with the bones contains roughly the same amount of calcium as a full glass of milk. To throw away the bones is to pour that glass of milk down the drain. It is, without a doubt, the most shocking waste of nutrition on this list. The wonderful news is that overcoming this mistake requires no effort at all. In fact, it requires you to stop making an effort. You do not need to try to eat around them. The canning process pressure cooks the sardines, making every part of them, including the skeletons, incredibly soft, tender, and completely safe to eat. You will not even notice them. They dissolve easily when chewed and have no hard or sharp texture whatsoever. They simply melt into the flesh of the fish, adding no distinct taste or unpleasant mouthfeel. If you are eating skinless and boneless sardines for the texture preference, that is perfectly fine. But if you are choosing them out of fear or mistaken belief that the bones are inedible, it's time to be brave and give the bone-in variety a try. You will quickly discover that your fear was unfounded. To make it even easier, remember that when you mash sardines into a spread or mix them into a pasta sauce, the bones break down completely and become utterly undetectable. You will be getting that huge calcium boost without even realizing it, supporting your bone health with every single delicious bite. You've enjoyed a few sardines on your salad for lunch, but you didn't finish the whole tin. Following good food safety practice, you put the remaining sardines, still in their opened metal can, directly into the refrigerator to save for later. It seems like the logical thing to do. It's their original container, after all. However, this common habit is a mistake for two very good reasons, one affecting taste and the other affecting safety and freshness. Firstly, storing food in an opened metal can inside your fridge can lead to a phenomenon often called metal taint or off flavors. Once the can's protective lining is exposed to air, the metal itself can begin to react with the food, especially with acidic foods like tomatoes or with the fish itself. Over just a few hours, this reaction can impart a faint but noticeable metallic taste to your sardines. This doesn't mean the food is unsafe, but it certainly makes it less enjoyable. That unpleasant, tinny taste can be enough to put you off eating the leftovers altogether, leading to food waste. Secondly, and more importantly, an opened can is not an airtight container. The jagged lid you've peeled back doesn't seal properly anymore. This means the sardines are exposed to the air and smells of your refrigerator. They can dry out, losing their pleasant texture and becoming rubbery. Furthermore, they can absorb other odors from the fridge, perhaps the smell of last night's onion or piece of fruit, which will again compromise their fresh, oceanic flavor. This open exposure also makes them susceptible to potential bacterial contamination more quickly than if they were in a sealed container. The refrigerator is a great tool for preserving food, but it works best when food is stored correctly. The fix for this is incredibly simple. fast, and requires no special equipment. Always transfer leftover sardines and their packing liquid to a proper food storage container. A small glass container with a tight sealing lid is ideal. Glass is non-reactive, meaning it won't impart any flavors to your food, and it seals out air and smells perfectly. Simply take a minute to gently slide the leftover fish and all the liquid from the can into the container, pop the lid on, and place it in the fridge. This one small action ensures that your sardines will stay moist, flavorful, and fresh tasting for up to 2 days. When you're ready to eat them again, they will taste just as good as they did when you first opened the tin, with no weird metallic or refrigerator aftertaste. It's a tiny bit of effort that pays off hugely in terms of taste and quality, ensuring you enjoy every last bit of your nutritious food. When we think of sardines, we almost always picture them as a lunch or a light dinner item, something to put on a salad or a piece of toast in the middle of the day. This mental categorization is a mistake that limits their potential and misses a golden opportunity to supercharge the most important meal of the day, breakfast. Starting your day with a solid foundation of high-quality protein and healthy fats is one of the best things a senior can do for their energy levels and overall health. A protein-rich breakfast helps stabilize blood sugar, preventing those mid-morning energy crashes and cravings for sugary snacks. It also provides sustained energy and helps you feel full and satisfied for longer. Compare that to a typical breakfast of toast with jam, a sugary cereal, or a pastry, which causes a rapid spike and then a crash in blood sugar, leaving you feeling tired and hungry again soon after. Sardines are the perfect breakfast food. They are a ready-to-eat, no-cook required source of premier protein and omega-3 fats. Incorporating them into your morning routine is surprisingly easy and delicious. The simplest way is to create a powerful breakfast toast. Take a piece of whole grain or sourdough toast and top it with a mashed sardine or two. The creaminess of the mashed fish is a perfect contrast to the crunchy toast. Add a squeeze of fresh lemon juice to cut through the richness and add a bright, wake-up-your-mouth flavor. You could also add a slice of tomato or some thin slices of cucumber for freshness. This breakfast takes less than 3 minutes to prepare, but will keep you feeling energized and full for hours. It's a much more nutritionally complete start to the day than many traditional breakfast options. By breaking the mental barrier that says, sardines are only for lunch, you open up a new world of possibilities and give your body the fuel it needs to have a vibrant, active morning. Sardines are truly a gift, a small but mighty food that offers outsized benefits for senior health. As we've seen, it's easy to fall into simple habits that can lessen their impact, dull their flavor, or lead to boredom. The 6 mistakes we've covered are all incredibly common, but also incredibly easy to fix. None of these solutions require a great deal of time, money, or culinary skill. They simply require a little bit of knowledge and a willingness to try something new. By embracing these tips, you can transform your relationship with this fantastic food. You can make it more enjoyable, more versatile, and more beneficial than ever before. So the next time you reach for a tin, remember these ideas